Hey, so what I want to show you here is how the top 1% treating their AOV. And it's going to be a long video, but if you're going to keep watch everything, you're going to think about AOV differently from what you're doing right now or how you think about AOV right now. So I've been working with enterprise stores, medium stores, small stores, and I did see how enterprise stores treat their AOV. Now we have the main metric, which is AOV. And instead of looking over it and just like thinking about this number, we're gonna break it down by 7 levers, 7 smaller metrics. And that's how you should look over it. Now, here I have like a quick example at store that just like treating one metric, which is like AOV, and the thinking about only upselling. And the way how it works is that they kind of gonna install one app or just doing upselling their email marketing and the product page, etc. And the increase there is kind of limited. Like if you are a pro, let's say you increase by 10% your AOV, so you have 50 euro, it's gonna be 55. That's like €5 increase, and that's where you like kind of like maximizing everything you can do in this specific metric, which is, let's say, upselling right now. And you are limited by the amount that you can increase. Now, if we're gonna go the way how enterprise store, the top 1% doing, they have more metrics which increase AOV. Now, the metrics that we're gonna talk about this video is 7 metrics. It's percentage of upselling, percentage of cross-selling, free delivery threshold, average items per order, average price per item, percentage orders with coupons, and average discount percentage. Now, those two are in red, as you can see here. And the reason for that is those two metrics, the higher they are, they're decreasing your AOV. So that's why they're red. Now, I'm going to break it down, each metric, and explain a little bit more about it. Also, I will show example on how much money you can generate if you increase only one metric and how much money you can generate if you increase all of those metrics. So when we're looking over AOV, I will go to percentage of upselling. Now, in upselling is we wanted to upgrade the product that they're having. We want them to choose a higher variant, which costs more. So there's a couple ways to do that. First of all, it's upgrading the product. So we have a necklace, which like with a fake diamond, for example, and we want to tell them, hey, you can upgrade your diamond to lab diamond or to a real diamond for extra money. That's one thing that you can do to increase your AOV. And there's different ways to do that in terms of upgrading, but this is like a good start. The other thing is having zero nudges. Zero nudges is basically like a marketing way to create scarcity, to have social proof, to have like inventory alerts, and etc. So in example here, we have different variants that are like the higher the canvas, it's more costly. And you can see that we have here 2 zero nudges. Most popular, which is kind of with social proof, or like we're showing that most people choosing this variant. And the other one, it's like best deal. So it's like the best deal you can get and the higher discount you are getting, basically. So here you're getting over $150 discount. So that's about percentage of upselling. Now, there's a couple more ways to do upselling, and I want to talk about that in terms of like, instead of doing only upselling one stage of the funnel, you should do this on all of your stages. So, and it's basically for everything, for cross-selling, for other ways I'm going to talk about that, for bundling and etc. But the more time you show your upsell, the higher chance they're gonna take it. So we start by product page. That's the first thing that we're gonna show. Then we're gonna show them in the cart drawer. Then we're gonna show them in checkout. Then we're gonna show them in post-purchase. Then we're gonna show them in thank you page. Then we're gonna maybe show them in email and etc. So like you have so much ways to show it, and like putting this upsell in their mind, there's higher chance they will choose it. Now, the other metric we're gonna go over and we're gonna track is cross-selling. Now, cross-selling, the main thing here is like we can recommend other products and we can do bundling. Now, when we recommend other products, most stores, what they are doing is just like random products, something that like other t-shirts, like you're selling a t-shirt, there's another t-shirt or something like that. So it's just like random products that doesn't really make sense. And here is an example like of like an app of cross-sell that kind of makes sense. So I'm gonna buy for my girlfriend, I'm gonna buy bouquet, and I wanna probably chocolates, I wanna maybe some kind of wine or something like that, and it's automatically recommending this on the product page and have higher chance to buy that. Now the same thing here is that if I'm gonna buy, let's say, a t-shirt and for the gym, and I probably will want some kind of shorts for the gym, and I will recommend it there like as a set. Let's say, hey, buy this t-shirt, this is good shorts for the set for this t-shirt. I have higher chance buying that rather than just like random products to being displayed to me there. Now, another thing that you can do to increase your cross-selling is bundling. So it can be, as here as an example, multiple jewelry inside like a bundle and just have a bigger discount there. Another thing is you can create packs. So let's say for gym, we can do like a gym starter pack. So it's gonna include like a bottle, it's gonna include supplements, it's gonna include like t-shirt or shorts, etc. If you like in supplements, you can have different supplements. So it can be protein, it can be energy, it can be snacks during the workout, and etc. So something that you can do as a bundle for gym start pack or etc. That's about cross-selling. Then we go to free delivery threshold. Now, free delivery threshold is in the end, it depends per store. Not every store can and manage to have free delivery, and for like a lot of reasons, if you're selling products that are very heavy, you cannot really provide like free delivery. But if you have the option to provide free delivery, you shouldn't do it in the start. You should make it from specific cart value. Now, this is something you should test. You shouldn't just put like some number. And the way how you should do that is, first of all, check your AOV. So if your AOV is 50 euro, you're gonna increase it by 10 to 15% for the threshold. And it can be, if it's 50 euro, we're gonna increase it by 10%, it's gonna be 55 euro. And then we're gonna say, hey, you get a free delivery if you spend extra 5 euro. Now the amount here is very small and more likely to be spent on rather than put, and a lot of stores was doing that, is like 25 euro more. So it's going to be like you spending your average order value is 50, and then you put your free delivery on 75 euro. This is like a big jump of 50%. And it's not going to be used so much if you're going to do the increase in 10 to 15%. Now the increase, it's not like one-time increase. So what I mean by that, like every quarter you're looking over your AOV and based on that you increase. So let's say on the first quarter, you have AOV of 50 euro. Then the next quarter, your AOV is 55. Now that percentage again increased. So you're gonna take the free delivery to 60 euro. And you go to the point where you kind of maximizing it and there you're stopping, but again, you can do like smaller percentage later on. But that's how you should do that. Now, in general, I like to put the progress bar for the free delivery on cart drawer, and another way is to do this on checkout if you are Shopify Plus. Now we're going to another way is we have average items per order. Now for others, average items per order, it's basically increasing the amount of quantity they are adding to their cart, a specific product. So if you have a product that can be added multiple times, or like having more of that, a good way to do that is basically gift based on quantity. So the more they're adding to their cart, they get more gifts. So here is an example, you have a special offer. So right now you're getting free shipping and receipt, but if you add 2 more bags, you're gonna get additional 2 more
gifts. So, and then you also display the value of it. So it's like, it's $15, but it's going to be free. And here it's also, it's $25, but it's going to be free. And it's just adding additional back. And they get like a shaker bottle and like a mystery gift. Same here, if we're looking over the zero nudges, like I told about in upselling, you can see they're using the best deal and most popular just to display on the quantity too. So most people selecting three quantities, or like the best deal, the higher discount that you're gonna get is on the 4 bags. And you can do that, which gonna increase the likelihood of them choosing that. Another way to do that, it's volume discount or buy X get Y. What I mean by that is that if you buy choosing 2, you get 3 free. As you can see here, if you're choosing 3, you get 4 free. And if you're choosing 4, you're gonna get 6 free. So we're increasing the number of what we give them. So it can be a discount, or it's gonna be additional free free variant, basically, that we just not upselling that, but recommending them to choose. And you can see that how it works in one of the stores that doing it really well. Now, another thing that we can do, it's average price per item. Now, average price per item, it's the easiest way to increase your AOV without doing a lot of work, but you also should test it out and see how people are reacting to that. And the increases there shouldn't be high. It shouldn't be like €5 or like $5, etc. So if we are gonna increase our pricing on our products, we're gonna do it based on quarterly. And every quarter, we're gonna increase it by different amounts. So it can be $1, it can be $0.50, it can be even as low as 2 cents, 20 cents, sorry. And those small increase, it looks very small, but if you, for example, having 5,000 orders or like having 10,000 orders per month, $1 increase on this, it's gonna just generate you 10,000 more profit, not revenue, it's profit, because you don't have additional spend, you don't pay additional to employees, you don't pay additional for delivery or for shipping, nothing, just like getting additional dollar free. And now I'm going to talk about those two metrics. As you can see here, average discount and percentage of orders with coupon. As most stores, like I said before, doesn't even look into that. And the reason for that, it's a blind spot. Like people not tracking that, people don't think about that, and people kind of using that as increasing AOV in terms of let's provide them discounts and they gonna buy more products, which is a good thing, but they forget that it's possible to do other things to increase the likelihood of them buying something. Now, if we look over percentage of orders with coupon, and let's say it's 25% of all of your orders gonna be with coupon. And now for the reason for that, you can probably put a discount code in meta ads, or in ads, in email marketing, in your website, and you have a lot of public coupons. Now, what if instead of, first of all, don't show any coupons on ads and see if the ads react the same, if you still get the same percentage of buyers from those ads or the same ROS. And what if instead of email marketing, let's say a bonded card, instead of showing the first email with a discount, let's say it can be a second email or a third email, and you can see how it's gonna react is gonna be the same. Another thing you can check is the average discount together with the orders coupon is that instead of providing 10% discount, maybe we can try 5%, or maybe can we try maybe 8% discount. So decreasing the average discount rate. Or instead of giving 25% discount for the next purchase, let's make it 20%. Will it make the same effect? So you create here A/B test of very small numbers in terms of when you're lowering that, and you'll see how people are reacting.
if I'm looking over, let's say 25% discount, and we're gonna do, let's say, for example, 22% or 23%, if it's creating the same effect of people that want to do additional purchase after they did the first purchase, so why should we give them the 3x%? So that's something that you should test. You shouldn't always put the higher number that you kind of allow yourself based on your margins. You should test it little by little and see how much you can decrease it. And a lot of stores, when they do provide discounts, or like they do provide some kind of additional benefit to buy for the next time, they think about how much my business can afford, or like my product or my merchants can afford them to give like the highest discount possible. So let's say my margins allow to give 30% or 35%. Let's put that. And they don't think about like in a way that like what percentage of the average discount that can be that will make the same effect as giving 30 or 35. Now, another thing that you can do is that if your average order value is high, instead of giving percentage, you can give a fixed value discount. So let's say your average order value is 200 and you get 10%, which is going to be $20 or 20 euro. Instead, you can try to give $10 or euro fixed price and see if it's going to have the same effect, or even 15 instead of 20, which is based on percentage. So that's something that you should test and see how it reacts to you. Now, those basically the metrics that we are tracking ourselves with other stores and how we saw that the enterprise store is doing. I want to show you something that I quickly created for you guys for this video. Is you can see the impact. Now, if we looking over and we gonna increase mainly the upselling conversion and the cross-selling conversion, for example, that most of the stores are doing here. Let's say I'm increasing this by 5%, and I'm increasing here it by 5%, and I'm doing 8,000 orders per month with 40 euro average order value per month on that. So I'm gonna have a 32,000 euro per month just by increasing those two. And 5%, it's kind of a lot to have like in the first month or the first 2 months. Like you need to have like a very hard cold walk to increase those. But let's say you manage to do that. So the increase that you're gonna see here, it's 32,000, and it's gonna be over 300, almost 400,000 per year. Now, instead of this, if we're gonna look over all of the levers and have small increases there. So I'm talking about like, let's say 2% here, 2% here. I'm increasing like the 2% price per item. I managed to increase the amount of quantity, the amount of items they choose per order. And I increased by my free shipping threshold by 2% too. And I reduced the coupon usage by 2%. Let me put it back to, yeah, it's 2%. And I increase it also by 2%. And I reduce the average discount also by 2%. And I'm recovering here over 12,000 more revenue per month. And increasing this by little amounts, it's much easier than increasing like two levers by 5 or 10%. Like increasing everything by 2%, like it's very minimal work to do in terms of like some like one lever to increase in 5%. And the amount of money you're gonna get, it's much higher. So when you're looking over your store, start breaking down your AOV by these 7 levers and see how you can increase each one of them. That's it. I hope you really like it. And if you have any question, you can message me down in the comments. And if you want to work with me, you can visit my website. Take care. Bye-bye.